Hey guys,
and welcome back to Smutty Buddies.
I'm Isa.
I'm Priscilla.
And today we're going to be talking about our January and February top reads so far.
They're a little interesting.
Yeah.
At least from my part, I don't know about you, but
we have like a good variety of stuff that we've read. We've read fantasy. I've read a lot of romance. I have like 2 whole series that I've read. Big ones. But
I had some. Well, I took them out. I had some like Regency romance, but I took them out. So I only have like.
I know you like your historical.
I fucking
historical
love it.
romance.
I love it.
Yeah.
Something
I got a little
about
bit of dark little romance.
Oh, okay.
Little YA going on.
I got a little YA. I got a little like what the fuck.
I got some what the fuck too, to be honest.
But yeah. Oh, spoiler warning.
Oh yeah, of course. As always, our videos do have spoiler content. So proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution.
We're gonna say the title of the book and the author. And then, if you haven't read it and you would like to read it, you just skip. Or if you want to hear us talk about it.
If you don't mind getting a little spoiler.
Yeah.
There might be some books that have more spoilers than others. But, as always, you decide what you think.
Yeah. So,
let's get into it. I guess
we can start.
Let's get into it.
Oh, and then also, if you guys like this type of episode, we could do it like monthly.
Or every 2 months. What do you guys think is best? We read a lot, so.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
I told her, I was just trying to do a monthly reads,
like a wrap up
collage type thing for Instagram.
Girl gave up because we read way too much.
Yeah, no.
It was slides upon slides.
It was too much. So I'm I give up. But we
clearly have a problem. We work full time, by the way.
We do work full time, but we read full time too.
We just don't watch TV as the most common American.
I started Love is Blind.
Yeah? Guys, if you have not watched One Day,
the fuck?
Watch One Day.
What's that?
One Day? Oh my god.
One Day?
Girl. I finished it yesterday. I was sobbing.
Where is that?
On Netflix. I told you about it.
One Day. Oh, the remake.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was already a movie. They made it into a TV show. Oh yeah, Love is Blind.
Girl, what the fuck? That man is a psychopath.
The tea this season?
I'm not.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. I haven't gotten to
Megan Fox yet.
When they got together, but the guy that was telling both girls the same shit. What the fuck? If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Yeah. This is the season to watch.
Yeah. There's a lot of tea.
A lot of tea. Yeah. They casted some interesting individuals.
Some interesting choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the books.
Yeah, let's get into
Let's stop talking about shows. Okay, so do you want to start?
I'll start.
Okay,
I'll start. So should I do?
Tell me the story.
Let me do a standalone. Let's start with a standalone. Okay. So I started this. I read it in February. This was a February read. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. The author of Haunting and Hunting Adeline. Yeah.
The author that haunts me.
Yeah. So I started reading it. I heard that it's not as dark as Haunting and Hunting Adeline. Okay. To be honest, it wasn't. It wasn't as dark. But girl, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I gave it 4.5.
Okay.
Because I kind of saw the ending happening, but it was still really good. So it follows Sawyer and Enzo. And Sawyer, from what we understand of her, at the beginning of the book, she steals people's identity because she's on the run, but you don't know why she's on the run.
Okay.
Yeah. And she meets this guy Enzo, Italian. He got
Enzo.
Oh, he got a little accent going on. Girl, I was feeling him, and every time you get
hey, sweetheart. He talks like that.
What?
How are you, sweetheart?
What? No, he calls her in Italian. He calls her little thief, but in Italian. Yeah.
My little thief. Okay,
or like my beautiful thief.
Oh,
I know he calls her thief.
Bella.
Yeah, I think he calls her my beautiful thief.
Bella.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, so he finds out that she stole his identity.
Okay.
And he's like, come on, let's take a little ride on the boat. Let's go on the boat.
But like, did they fuck or something?
They already fucked. Like in the beginning. Like they sleep together. He steals her identity. No, she steals his identity.
Okay.
And then he finds out, and then he goes to find her. And when they meet up,
shit.
when he like sees her like at the beach, like she's like, oh, he doesn't know. Like he decides to play it cool. Like, oh, I'm gonna pretend that I don't know that she stole my identity.
So he's like, hey.
Let's go on the boat. Because he's like a shark researcher.
Okay.
He researches sharks. So he's like, let's go on the boat. And she's like, no. And he's like, let's go. Come on, we're gonna have some fun. We'll go swimming with the sharks. And she's like, no.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, she goes on the boat.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little steamy.
On the boat?
On the boat.
Oh.
On the boat. So they start like making out. And then he bites her lip.
Like a little shark.
Yeah. So then she's like bleeding.
Oh, wait, what?
From her mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
like her
hell
lip. Yeah.
no.
So then he starts like fucking her from behind.
Oh.
Girl, and all of a sudden, this motherfucker's like, I know. Like, I know you stole my identity.
From behind?
From behind.
Oh my
and
God.
then he gets her head. He puts it in the water
Oh.
with the sharks.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And this bitch is like, I'm gonna die. Like, the sharks are literally
Yeah.
swimming around the boat.
I would piss myself on his dick.
And he's literally like fucking her from behind. And he's like letting her get some air, and then he just sticks her head back
okay.
in. Yeah. He sticks her
She's
head
like,
back in. Yeah. And then, because it can't get any fucking worse, they end up getting in a fucking shipwreck.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Like a storm comes. And then they end up on like an island with like some creepy old guy.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
That took a fucking turn.
I know. The guy's creepy. The guy's like creepy. Yeah. I think he's like missing a leg and everything. It's giving like pirate. Yeah.
It's giving pirate.
Yeah.
Captain Hook.
But the spice,
Good.
it was like 4 chili pepper. Or like 3 chili. Yeah, like a lot of chili peppers.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
Yes, good. And he was... girl, the mouth on that mat. And the reason why the book is called Does It Hurt is because he always asks her, does it hurt when they're fucking?
Oh my God.
I was like, okay.
Does it always hurt?
I would want it to hurt. But it hurt.
Oh my God, that cervix. I dived in your cervix.
A bruised cervix.
Yeah, girl. Fucking beat the fuck up.
Yeah. But girl, good. Highly recommends.
Okay.
Highly recommends if you like dark romance, but not as dark. Because that's like literally the only dark thing that happens. The boat scene.
The shark. Yeah.
Some other stuff is like creepy, I guess you can say. Like towards the ends.
Like with the old man?
Yeah. Creepy. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
But nightmare worthy.
Oh.
It was like weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe why I give it like 4.5. Yeah, I couldn't give it the 5 stars because it was like starting to weird me out a little bit.
Like
but
what? What happens?
Super good. Like
give like one nightmare.
I'll give like one little like he had a family. Like the old guy had a family.
The old guy, okay.
Yeah, he had a family on the island, and like the wife tried like taking
the family.
Yeah, tried taking the 2 daughters like away. Well, we find out that like the chains that Sawyer and Enzo were like hearing was because he had like one of his daughters like chained up. Yeah, in like the attic. Yeah, bro. When they finally see her, bro, she had like her mouth like sewed shut.
What?
Like, the guy like sewed her mouth. Yes.
That took a fucking turn. It just keeps taking a fucking turn.
I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and also, the same author, H.D. Carlton, she came out with the second book. Well, not the second book. It's like a little...
Like a spin-off?
Like a spin-off of the Cat and Mouse duet.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Molly?
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
I give it like four stars, you know. It was a little short, but I understood. I thought that it was a book. Like, I thought it was, like, being announced, like, as a book. But I guess it was more like a novella.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like the insta-love. I'm not really too into the insta-love trope.
Yeah, no.
No. So I feel like that's kind of why I was a little, like...
Meh.
Like, for it being dark, like, considered dark... It's like this, like, giant, like, 6'4", like, ripped, tattooed guy. Like, he sees her one time, he's like, this is the love of my life.
Hmm?
She is her.
Nah.
It
doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't.
But, like, it was good. I got to see Zayd again.
Oh, he came back?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't read the books.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a bonus epilogue. So you have to get to the bonus epilogue to get
and he pulls up
a little snippet of him. Yeah.
He pulls up with
and
what's her name? Adeline?
Adeline. Yeah. And she's like literally
she's there? She pulls up?
Yeah, she pulls up.
Oh shit.
She pulls up. Yes, girl.
Hey girl.
Yes.
And still making you run, girl.
Monty is literally looking at him like, damn, he's tall. Like she's looking at Zayd like, oof. Like he's tall. And Cage is like, he's only like 2 inches shorter than me. Like 2 inches taller than me.
Oh, Zayd is taller?
Yeah, Zayd is taller. He's 6'6".
Why did I imagine him short?
No, girl. You thought he was a short king?
I imagine Zayd as a short king.
No, girl. He's tall. He got them inches everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I remember. She's like, it doesn't fit. Girly pop.
So she's like literally looking at him like.
She's like, okay, Adeline, I see you.
And Zayd is like, we're like scar buddies. Oh, he has scars. And you know that he has a scar.
Who has scars?
Molly.
Oh, she has scars too?
She has like a bite mark on her face. And, yeah.
Who better?
Her dad. But then Cage. Yeah. But then Cage is like, I'm going to replace those scars with mine. So he bites her like on top of those scars.
To leave another scar?
It's the same scar, but now it's his mouth.
I'd be like, no.
He's like,
no.
You don't think it's hot?
No, I'll bite his dick off.
I'll find it kind of hot, to be honest.
If he bit your cheek to scar it?
I mean, the dad already bit it. He was like replacing them.
No, girl. I'll be like, how about you buy me like laser so I could laser it off? Or like plastic surgery.
She has them like everywhere though.
A skin graft.
Like the dad bit her everywhere.
So he bit her everywhere.
Yeah.
Cage ended up biting her everywhere to scar it.
Again. Well, the same scar.
Nah, bro.
She already had it.
I mean,
I was feeling
just
it.
pay for my surgery. Cage
was... You know. I wasn't feeling the buzz cut that much, but...
Oh, he got a buzz cut.
Yeah, he got a buzz cut.
There's something to grab there.
Yeah.
You just kind of like slap his head.
Low-key, like, I would have wanted more. Like, him and his mom were, like, funny. His mom was funny.
Oh, his mom was around?
Yeah, his mom was funny, yeah. Like, I would have wanted more, like, we needed more Zayd, to be honest. Like, I thought we were gonna get more of a Zayd cameo. Like, we were, like...
Nah, girl.
Only the bonus.
There's no haunting or hunting here.
He's like, let's work together.
Okay, so now they're working together.
Yeah, I guess. That's where
Getting
it finishes.
rid of bad people.
But, like, we don't know, like... Adeline and Zayd, yeah, they're still, like, engaged in the book.
Oh, they haven't gotten married yet?
No, they haven't gotten married yet. They're still engaged. I thought they would have been married by now.
He's still making her run.
Yeah.
He's still a chiropractor on the side.
He's like, I can't get you pregnant yet. Lots of adventures to do.
Lots of things to do.
I can't do knees to ears if you got a
big,
pregnant belly. No.
I can't keep telling you run.
Yeah. You can't trip while you're pregnant.
Not my baby.
Bro, he'll tie her to a bed. Oh my god. I'm like, no running here.
No.
He's like, if you run, I won't fuck you.
And he's like, you can't lay face down either because that bed we can't put pressure on the baby.
Exactly. So no, it doesn't work out for him. Not yet. They gotta stay engaged a little longer.
Oh my god, girl.
Yeah.
Alright, well. Is it my turn?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We're done with the dark romance.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this book is a little. That I'm gonna talk about, but let's talk about it. Yeah. So the book that I'm gonna be talking about is called "Wicked, Ugly, Bad" by Cassandra Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told you about this book.
Yeah.
So,
but let's tell our followers.
Yes. If you're looking for a fucking book to crack up in, it's this fucking book, and all her other books are hilarious. I have 2 others that I'm gonna talk about, but it stars our main character, our female main character, and her name is Scarlett, and she's technically like Little Red, I guess you'd call it, and she's in an asylum called the Wicked, Ugly, and Bad mental health treatment and like prison. Yeah. So she ended up there because Cinderella claims that she tried to take the glass slipper, but it's actually the other way around. Cinderella took the glass slipper, and now Cinderella is engaged to Prince Charming. But Cinderella's a fucking bitch in this book. Yeah, like, she's the ugly stepsister. But everybody, well, not everybody still calls her ugly. But her love interest, which is the wolf, his name is Marok, he keeps going like, she's not ugly, like, she's pretty. And then they're like, no, she's the ugly stepsister, like, she's ugly. And he's like, but the thing is that the villains in the book know when someone is like their one true love, but the good guys don't know. The guys only like find out when they end up fucking the villain. So he knows. And the book starts off that they're like in group therapy in the prison, in the asylum, and like, bro, the Beast is there from Beauty and the Beast, and like the Wicked Witch is there, and then the Beast is like, oh, like, fucking Belle took my kingdom, bro. He's like, fuck Belle. And then the therapist is like, okay, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Explain to me.
He's like, she's a fucking bitch, bro. It's like her turn, and then she's saying like, oh yeah, like Cinderella's like the bad guy here. And then the therapist is like, she's like, what did we say about Cinderella? Like, she's not the bad guy, you are. And she's like, no, like, she's bad, and she has a cleaning kink, which I'll get into in a little bit. Cinderella's cleaning kink.
I remember you telling me about that kink.
That
was a little.
It was something
with the little rats
and then
mice.
Yeah, with the mice.
Oh
She's like, she got a cleaning kink and she fucks her mice. And the therapist is like, no, like, this is all made up in your head, Scarlett. Like, no. And then it's like the wolf's turn is his turn. And then she's like, okay, like, it's time to share. And he's like, I keep having fantasies about this one girl with like a red hood. And she's already there like, she's like, this motherfucker. And he's like I imagine her like bent over. And she's like, enough. She's like, enough.
Please stop.
And they just start like arguing in their little share circle. And then he looks at her and he's like, you really don't know, do you? And I was like, but obviously he knows that she's like his true love. And then he's like, you're good. And she's like, I'm not good, I'm bad. Like, that's why I'm here, I'm a villain. He's like, oh my god, like, you're so good. Like, it's like, it's not even funny. He's like, you're too good. So we get like Cinderella's chapter, and she's getting married to Prince Charming, but she's the villain in this. And she's like in her wedding dress fitting, and she's like throwing a fit because she's like, oh, like the cake and this and that, and she's mad, and she has like her mice there. Mind you, her mice aren't like little mice, they're like rat men, like they're like bodies, like men bodies, but
with the
like,
head of a rat.
Like with the head of a rat and like furry.
Oh,
yeah.
Fluffy. Do they have a tail?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
Yeah, and those are her guards.
Oh.
Yeah. So then she's like in the mirror, like, and she tells like her guard, she's like, how much longer until cake tasting? And like immediately he's like, we got time, like what? And then she's like, enough time to do some chores.
Oh my god.
And then immediately he's like, get on the floor. So she gets on the floor.
Oh, so they like it.
Well, he doesn't. We find that later that specific guard, he's like over it.
Oh.
Yeah, he eventually goes to like the main character and he's like, please, she makes me like abuse her basically. Like, I'm tired of this. It's weird. He's like, it's weird.
So she likes to be like degraded?
Yes, girl. She likes to be degraded.
Okay. That's why he was like, get on the floor.
Yeah, he's like,
get on your knees.
Yeah, and then like he like gives her like the bucket and the rag to clean the floor. Yeah, and then he's like, you know, like jacking off, and she's like, come in my mouth. She's like, come, and he's like, you're not worthy of my seed, and he's like, you're gonna clean it off the floor.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, I'm a princess, you can't speak to me that way.
But she's like it.
Yeah, girl.
She likes it.
Yeah, she loves that shit.
Oh.
So then, like, he, like, you know, on the floor. And he's like, now do your chores, wench. And she's like, thank you, sir. And she starts cleaning.
Oh, my God. She doesn't lick it, right?
No.
Okay.
But she's, like, scrubbing. She's like, thank you, sir. Yes.
She gets off of this shit?
Yeah, she loves it.
Oh.
There's another guard, though, that's worse. Yeah.
That he likes it?
He likes it.
Oh.
Yeah. He loves that shit. Oh. Like, he said that, like, once, like, he tied her up and, like, brought all the rats in to watch.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my first book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Book two?
Book 2 is by the same author. Cassandra Gannon. And it's a duology. It's not another vampire book and Vampire Charming.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
So this one, it starts with our main character. She's a book editor. And she's editing this book. And she's like, this book is terrible. It's called Eternal Passion at Sunset. And like I think she works in the company with her dad. And she's telling her dad, like, this is a terrible book. Like, I refuse to edit this. And he's like, no, like, come on, like, you gotta edit it, blah, blah, do the girl a favor. So then he leaves, and she's, like, there late at night, and she gets in the elevator to go home. And when she's in the elevator, all of a sudden it breaks down. And then it, like, plunges. And
to her death.
Yes. And she wakes up, and she's, like, in the fucking 1800s. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And then all of a sudden, like, she sees this guy, and he's like, oh, like, it's you. And she's like, it's me? What the fuck are you talking about? And then, like, he's a wizard. And she's like, wait. She's like, what's your name? And he's like, Damien. And she's like, that's the name of the guy in the book. But anyways, she gets away from him. And then she goes to, like, because she realizes that she's in the book. She goes to where the main character and her love interest are supposed to meet. Because Damien, the wizard, is the villain of the book. So she goes there, and the girl, like, is there. And she starts talking to her. And she tells the girl, like, oh, like, you could go. Like, go, be free. She's like, don't be with this, like, weirdo. And the girl's like, you know what? You're right. Yeah. So she leaves.
She fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She leaves. And then all of a sudden, from behind her, she hears someone go, like, you're finally here. And then, like, he grabs her. And he's like, my eternal one. Oh. And he kisses her. Oh. And she's like, what the fuck?
She's like, I died and I came to this fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And then that guy is the vampire. His name is Slade. And he's, like, the main character of the book with the girl that she sent off. Yeah. But since she sent that girl away, she's the love interest. Ooh. Yes.
Oh, how she fucked up.
Yes. So then, like, he kisses her, and then she's like, get away from me. And he's like, why, my love? And then the wizard comes in, and, like, the wizard is trying to take her, and she's like, I'm going with the wizard. She's like, this vampire guy's a fucking weirdo. And he's like, what? He's like, but the vampires are the good guys. Like, why are you going with him? And then she's like, don't come find me. But obviously he doesn't take it that way. He takes it that, like,
I'm gonna go find you.
Yeah, he takes it that, like, she needs saving. So then that's basically what, like, goes on throughout the entire book. And obviously the wizard starts like feeling a certain type of way for her.
Oh God.
Yeah. But it's funny because whenever Slade, the vampire, whenever he would show up, he levitates from the sky, and like he shows up like to the ground, and they always play like background music for him. In the book.
And she's like,
she's literally like, where the fuck is that coming from? And he's like, and he like drops down to the floor, and everybody's like, and then like a random baby appears, and he's like, and he kisses the baby.
Like someone else's baby, right?
Someone else's baby shows up, like just randomly a baby's there, and he like kisses the baby, like, and he's like walking, and she says that he's dressed like Brad Pitt from Interview with the Vampire. Oh my God. But yeah, that's the other book.
So who does she end up with?
With the wizard, girl.
Oh.
Girl, no, and she takes him to the human world.
So she doesn't stay there.
She doesn't stay there. She takes him to the human world. But like something happens in the end of the book that he's like he's like about to and she tells Slade, she's like, tell him that you're gonna take me, like tell him you're gonna kill me. And Slade is like, oh my God, mind you, Slade is like a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Slade is like, I'm gonna kill her. And then Damien wakes up like he's like, what? And then Slade is like, I knew you always liked me, Damien, it's okay. Like, yeah, he's like, if you were to live, you know, we could be best friends. And Damien's like, I'd rather die. He's like, I'd rather just die.
So does the vampire end up getting a love interest?
Yes.
He does?
So that's the second book, girl. Oh. And that's my favorite one. Because he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And it's so funny.
So in the next book, you don't get the girl and the wizard.
They're there in the beginning. Because he goes to the human world. Slade goes to the human world.
Does he take a human?
Girl, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, okay. The other book is called Vampire Charming. Because he's literally Vampire Charming.
Oh my God.
And he goes to the human world. And he's in the main characters of the first book, their apartment. And he goes to the grocery store. Because he says that he had to take a break from the TV commercials. Because he keeps saying that like this little box was talking to him, and it's the TV. And then he said that like, oh, like in the picture box there were like pictures of like sad kittens, and they were asking for money to save them. And then like the music was really sad, and like they had broken whiskers. That's what he said. And then he's like, and of course like I wanted to help. He's like, so like I called the kittens to pledge like. In the book, money was rubies. He's like, I called the kittens to like give them rubies, but they kept asking for like money from a card master. And then I kept telling them like, I'm a prince. What is this card master that I need? But he needed a MasterCard. He needed a credit card. He needed a credit card. Yeah. So he's like in the grocery store. And he's talking to this girl that works in the grocery store. That her name is Jane. And he keeps telling her, he's like, oh, like my eternal one, the one from the first book that ran away. Yeah. He's like, my eternal one, like she left me for a werewolf. Because she ended up coming back. And like they try to work things out. But nah, she left him. She cheated on him. Oh. Yeah, she cheated on Slade. Oh. So he's telling this girl Jane, which is like a fucking regular ass human. Yeah. He's like, yeah, my eternal one left me for a werewolf. Oh. And she's like, she looks at him and she's like, is this like some like performance art thing? She's like, are you like an actor? Yeah, she's like, because they've come by before. I've already told them like not to fuck with me. And then she's like, I don't like your crappy skits. Yes. And then he's like, crappy? He's like, there's nothing crappy about vampires. he's like, vampires are the noblest species. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, totally. And then he tells her like, he's like, oh, like I'm a king. And then that's when he tells her about the commercials. And then he's like, they kept asking for a card master, but like I kept explaining to them that I'm a king, that's like a higher status than whatever a card master is. But like to no avail, we weren't able to save the kittens. Yeah. And then he goes like, oh, like he's like, no doubt like the kittens are starved by now. He's like, they're probably dead by now. He's like, your world is cruel. And Jane is just there like,
is it those commercials that it's like,
yeah, in the arms of an angel?
Those,
yeah,
with the dying cats and dogs.
Yeah, that's the one that he was trying to save. And then he tells her, he's like, oh, do you have a mate?
Oh my god.
Do you have a mate? And she's like, you mean like, am I married? And she's like, no. She's like, but I don't date vampires. She's like,
so does she believe him or no? She still doesn't believe him.
She thinks he's crazy. Oh. She literally asks him. She's like, do you have a doctor, Slade? And then she's like, I don't date vampires though. Like that's not. And then he's like, I'm not asking to date you. He's like, kings don't date peasants. Oh. And she's like, she's like, motherfucker. She's like, okay. And then like her boss walks out and he's like, Jane, like stop talking to your friends. And she's like, this isn't my friend. Like,
help me.
This is literally like, help me. But whatever. He like leaves. And then it cuts to him in the apartment of like the, you know, the other people from the other book. And he's there talking to this girl and he's telling her like, this isn't the world for me. Like I need to go somewhere else. And she's like, I got you. Like I know where you could fit in. And when she's like telling him that, someone knocks on the door, and when they open, it's Jane. And Jane walks in and she's like, you motherfucker. She's like, you left without paying and you got me fired.
Oh my god.
And he's like, you're welcome, Jane. He's like, you weren't meant to be there. And she's like this. She like, because I guess he had bought oranges, and she like grabs an orange and like flings it at his head. She's like, you fucking idiot. And then he's like, I know where you could like prosper. And then he takes her to the other world. So now she's in the other random world that he's trying to invade. Yeah. And in this world, there's like another king that's fucking insane. Like he becomes obsessed with Jane, the other king. Yeah.
And now she's like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah. He's like, bring me Jane. The other king from bring me Jane Squire, because his name is Jane Squire.
No.
And the main character in that world that's supposed to save the world is like a teenager. That he's like in a rock band, and his name is Roland. And like when Slade shows up, he's like, who is this guy Slade that's like trying to take my thunder, bro? Like, but yeah, that's the book. You like? You should read it.
I probably would.
It's funny as fuck.
I probably would. When I get past my depressing romance, I want to read something different.
And it's funny. Yeah. Like, it's going to have you cracking up. And it has smut.
I need to read something like that.
It has smut. No, and like Slade and her, girl. I didn't know I liked like the idiot and like the smart girl trope, but I do. He's so fucking stupid. No, and he's a vampire. So like, you know, like he feeds from her because he has to feed.
And she lets him?
She lets him, yeah. But he's like, I need to warn you, like, it gets sexual. And she's like, it's not gonna get sexual.
It's not gonna get sexual.
Yeah, right. She's like rubbing up on him. And since he's an idiot, when he says like dirty things or does something dirty, you're like, wait, Slade?
Wait, hold on.
The one that would levitate from the baby kisser?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But that was... would. That sounds like a good read.
That's a hit. Yeah, it was amazing. I gave it 5 stars.
Both of them?
The second one I gave it 5 stars. The first one I gave it like 4.5.
4.5?
But like...
It was still good. It was still good.
God. No, yeah, it was amazing. But the second one...
You need to read all of her books.
I know, I do. No, I read the second book to Wicked, Ugly, and Bad. And that one is like Beast and Belle. And like he takes her to court.
Didn't you like that one? You think it was cute, right?
He sues her because... Yeah.
She took his shit.
Because she took his kingdom. So he sues her and takes her to court. Yeah. That's the other one. My God. You guys should totally read that book. It's really funny.
Well, now back to like regular romance.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I started off the year 2024. I read the Addicted series.
Okay.
If you have not read the Addicted series, it's a commitment. There's like 10 books. And then their kids have books. And it's like 13 books. Which I'm not reading that.
God damn, girl.
I'm not reading that. I'm okay.
Okay. But each book is a couple.
Each book is a couple. It starts off with Addicted to You. Let me find It starts off Addicted to You, which is basically the main characters are Lily and Lo, and they're both addicts. She's addicted to sex. and he's addicted to alcohol.
Okay.
And they kind of have been telling their family for like years that they're dating.
Okay, so they've been fake dating.
Yeah, they've been fake dating to basically their family, no one else. Because like she's like still sleeping around, like he's still like drinking, like
okay,
yeah, they're
so
like basically dependent on each other.
He's an alcoholic, or he does drugs too.
No, he's an alcoholic.
Okay, so
it's more about the alcohol. Okay. It's more about the alcohol, yeah.
And she just is a sex addict.
And she's a sex addict. And like at first, like when I first started reading it, I was like, how the fuck can you be addicted to sex?
Girl, it's a thing.
Girl, it's a thing.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Desperate Housewives?
No.
Oh.
Is it like they...
Well, in Desperate Housewives, one of the housewives gets with a guy that's a sex addict. And she gets in a relationship with him. And obviously he's going to like rehab or something for it.
Yeah.
But then her son hates her, so he fucks him. Because he's a sex addict. And he couldn't control himself, so he fucks his girlfriend's son.
Son.
Yeah, the son and the boyfriend do it. But yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, dude, I was literally like... So like if you're not... I guess if you're not comfortable with like reading that, then maybe like the series isn't for you, but it is so good. It's kind of, it gives like found family, because then like it starts, so you read Addicted to You, Ricochet, and then Addicted for Now. That's how you start the series. Those three follow Lily and Lo, and it's like them starting a date, then like Lo goes to rehab. Girl, they're like very like emotional reads. Like I was
like crying.
I was crying. And like she's like still like, and bro, honestly, like Lily throughout like the whole series, like Lo, he does end up relapsing, but like he ends up becoming okay. Like he gets good. Lily though, like bro, till like the end of the series, she's like still struggling with her addiction. Yeah.
But she like hooks up with random people.
Bro, like at the like in Addicted to You, she starts like hooking up with random people. They live together. Like Lily and Lo, they live together when they're going to college. And like one morning, like she wakes up and it's like Lo kicking two guys out of her bed, and she like he ends up telling her like this needs to stop. Like it's getting bad. Like she didn't even remember like bringing the guys home. It was like two guys, and like you end up like finding out like worse stuff. Like one time this is a little like strong, like
trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning.
Okay.
But like one time like she got like, and the thing is that the guys, they think that she's drunk, and it's not that she's drunk. Like she has to pretend that she doesn't remember the next morning.
Why?
Because like sometimes because she'll have like one night stands and the guys will be like drunk, and then it's like she just wants to like have sex.
Okay.
She literally just wants to like sleep with the guys.
So like her excuse is that like she was drunk.
Like sometimes she'll be like, oh yeah, I was like drunk, like I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But dude, one time she literally like slept with a whole soccer team one night.
What?
Yes, bro. Like she there was like two guys. I think it was like either two guys or one guy. I think it was two of them that like she ends up sleeping with both of them like separately. Like she ends up sleeping with one, and then like she ends up sleeping with the other one after. And they're like, oh, like how would you feel about like, you know,
like a gangbang?
But like not like together, like not all of them together. So then she's like,
oh, like one by one, they go in the room.
One by one. So,
bro,
nah. They like literally lined up
outside the room.
And like when one of them was like done, like the other one would go in. Yeah.
Not for that. Just have all of them all together. Like,
girl,
get it, girl.
I was like, damn. But yeah, and like imagine like Lo, bro, he's like in love with her. He's in love with her.
He's
like
probably drinking.
Like throughout like that first book, you kind of get the sense that they were in love with each other the whole time. Okay. It's just that like they couldn't be together because since they were dependent on like them drinking, and like they would always bring it up, like they would use it against each other, and it's like, bro, like you can't do that either. You get me? So, yeah. Then once you read the first three, then you read Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower, which is the first two books of the Calloway sister series, which is Lily's sisters Rose and Daisy. So Kiss the Sky is Rose and Connor, which she's like the high strong one, and Connor's like
the whatever
the
one.
fucking genius.
Oh, okay.
They're both like geniuses.
Okay.
But she's like really high strong, and he's more of like I fucking love you. Like he's addicted to her.
Oh.
That's yeah. Like he's obsessed with her, and he's been in love with her the whole time too. And then, girl, Hot House Flower with Daisy and what the fuck, and Reich, girl. It's like an age gap, like a huge.
How old is Reich?
Age gap. Like they meet in Addicted to You. You end up finding out that Reich is Lo's brother. You end up finding out that it's like a whole thing, but you end up finding out that they're related.
Wait, Reich is related to Lo.
To Lo.
But then Daisy is related to Lily?
To Lily. That's her sister. She's the youngest one. So you meet her in Addicted to You. Yeah, you meet them in Addicted to You. And Reich is like 20. Damn, I want to say that he's like 23. Like 22, around there. Okay. And Daisy's like 16.
Whoa.
When you first meet them. When you first meet them. Bro, she's like, she's like, I think like 50, something like that. Girl, she's underage, is all you need to know. Yeah. Oh. And they're both kind of like adrenaline junkies.
Okay.
So he's like more of like, Reich's the one that's always telling her like, okay, like you need to calm down. Like, you know, he's like always like making sure that she's okay. He's like always taking care of her. And she's the one that's like fucking, like she's a supermodel. And
but how old is she now?
When they finally get together, she's 18.
Okay.
Yeah. She's 18 when they finally get together.
Okay.
But Lo, girl, when they finally get together, Lo's like, you guys were lying. You guys have been lying the whole time. Because Lo literally told Reich, like, stay away from her. Like, I know what's up with you guys. Like, you could always feel, like, their tension. Like,
even when she was 16?
Girl, yes. Girl, yes. And he would make, like, some, like, out-of-pocket comments. And I'm like, I know what you're doing. Like, I know what you're doing. Yeah. Like, bro, one time he told her, he was like, oh, if a guy doesn't, like make you orgasm, like, twice before you guys have sex, like, he's not doing it right.
When she was 16?
When she was like 16.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'd be like, motherfucker, you belong in prison.
And I was like, yeah. Bro, when he like finds out like that she's not a virgin, I was like,
oh, is that a problem for him?
He was like, he's like, I'm not supposed to care, you know, like.
Oh, he wanted a virgin.
No, like he was just mad that she had slept with someone.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Girl, and like throughout like the series, bro, it's like crazy. Like they end up doing like a reality TV show. Like it turns into like a whole thing. But when they're doing the reality TV show, she's like dating like an older guy, and he's like the same age as him. Okay. But like the guy, I think his name is like Julian.
Oh,
some
Julian.
shit like that. He's like, wait until she turns like 18, like. And then Reich is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
He's like, she's mine.
Like he's like, I'm gonna like,
she's mine when she turns 18. And like
the three of them are like, the three of them, like Connor, Reich, and Lo, were literally like, if you don't get the fuck away from her. And they're like, I'm her boyfriend. Like, bro, yes. I was like,
but he wasn't hitting it until she was 18.
Reich?
No, yeah, the other guy. The other guy.
No, they ended up not, like, no. They were, like, doing shit. They just didn't sleep together. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then he's like, oh, you're just jealous because I'm the one that's with her. I was like. Then you read Thrive and Addicted After All, which is, like, the final conclusion to Lily and Lo. Okay. And then you read Fuel the Fire, which is... Fuel the Fire is Connor and Rose again. And then you read Long Way Down, which, girl, trigger warnings for that book. Honestly, I feel like all the Reich and Daisy books, those were more of like my 5-star reads because, dude, they were like
dark,
like I was sobbing.
Oh, okay.
Like Reich ends up getting I told you, adrenaline junkie. He likes to mountain climb, but like without rope, like free climbing.
Okay.
So like they get married. Reich and Daisy get married, and then like in Costa Rica, I think. And they decide like for their honeymoon or whatever, like he stays back in like the mountains to like rock climb with like his best friend. Well, his best friend ends up dying. Yeah. And that scene is like in depth. Like literally like yeah.
She writes it out.
Yeah.
Like when he falls, because I'm assuming he falls off the mountain, right?
Like it's literally the rope got like stuck on him. So like at first he literally starts like choking.
Like hung?
Bro, it like gets bad. It gets like really fucking bad. And then he fucking ends up knocking out. Reich ends up knocking out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, it's like really fucking no. And the worst part is that Daisy, Lo, Lily, Connor and Rose are like literally like at a fucking, I think they're at a random like food spot. And they're like watching the fucking TV and it's literally them. Yeah.
That's terrible.
And then it says like on the news, it was like, oh, like Reich Meadows pronounced dead on the way to the hospital.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Wait, but he didn't die, right?
Yeah, he didn't die. It was
okay,
his best friend, Sully.
So then obviously Daisy was like going crazy.
Yeah. No, and like Lo was about to fucking start drinking again. No, it was like, yeah. Like Connor had to fucking like stop him. But yeah. It was bad.
Oh my god, girl. Yeah. That's traumatizing.
It was dark. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. And then there's the last book, which is Some Kind of Perfect. Yeah, Some Kind of Perfect, which is the epilogue book, I guess you can say. And it's like all the couples throughout like 10 years. Bro, it's like them like just having kids.
No. They all popped out some babies.
They all popped out fucking kids, bro.
Oh my god.
Like literally like, well, Rose ends up having one of Daisy's babies. Because Daisy ends up not being able to have kids. Like after the first one.
Oh, that's nice of her.
Yeah. So she's like, I will. Bro, and then Rose, that she didn't want, like, you know how I told you that she's like high strong? Like, she did not want to get married. She did not want to have kids. Bro, her and Connor end up having like 7 kids.
Oh, hell no. And each of those kids got a book?
I mean, I don't even know because I haven't even looked into that series, to be honest.
Oh my god. If only one couple got 7?
Like, goddamn.
It's going to be like 20 of them.
I know that Lily and Lo, their son ends up, I know like he has like a few, like he has like a good like 3 books maybe with like him and his boyfriend, which he ends up marrying.
Okay.
And then the one that I was like a little like that the reason probably why I didn't read the series, which I, you know, it's just not my thing, was Daisy and Reich, their daughter ends up having like a poly relationship.
Okay.
Like she ends up having 2 husbands.
Okay. The smut must be good as fuck.
But I don't think they fuck.
Girl, yes. One from the front, one from the back. Or one in the booty hole, one in the...
Like DP?
Coochie, yeah.
DP? Yeah. I mean, who knows? Because I know that sometimes people like are in poly relationships, but they don't sleep together.
Oh, nah. What's the point?
Like, I think like you're in a relationship with one person and then you're in a relationship with another person.
Nah. I want 2 men. 1 man is enough. Like, 1 man is more than enough. If I'm not fucking both of them, what's the point?
I think she has like kids with each. Like she has one with him and then
one with the other.
Like how do you even?
Oh no.
How do you even like know? Like how do you know like who you had a kid with?
No, that's not the life for me. Right? One looks like the other one, but it's like that's daddy. But it's like that don't look like daddy.
Are they both daddy? No, right?
I don't know how it works.
Like,
but if she breaks up with one, you best believe he's gonna be like, nah, you ain't got that child support on me. He's like, I'm out of that kid's life. Nah.
Like with the other one, the one that's not the biological dad.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're actually.
That's not mine.
Like if they're both considered daddy.
If they're in a relationship, probably yeah. If they're not, he's fucking dipping.
They're both like she's married to both of them.
That's not his child.
You don't think so? I mean, who knows? I would have to read it to understand what's going on in that book.
You should read it and let us know.
To like see.
That ain't mine no more.
I guess it depends. Who. like, you get me? I'm sure that people are in poly relationships, but they like have unique traits to their relationship. You get me?
Yeah.
Like whether they sleep together, whether the kid has like two dads, one dad.
They're all a family.
Yeah, they're all a family. I'm sure they all live together.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But just if you break up with one.
Yeah. And another thing that like why I didn't really want to read that series is because I think they all get with their bodyguards. Like it's like a bodyguard relationship thing.
So it's like the same thing?
Like it's basically like, I guess you want to say like famous child's bodyguard.
Oh. No, there should be like different tropes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Like
but I know.
Famous child stalker.
That turned dark.
Famous child paparazzi. Paparazzi after hours.
Or like coworker.
Coworker, yeah.
Family
or
friends.
manager. Girl manager.
Manager.
That would have been good, you see?
But I don't know what the kids do. Like I think one of them is like turns into like an Olympian.
Trainer, you see?
Coach. Teacher.
Stop,
teacher student.
Stop. Teacher's pet.
The one that I'm reading now is teacher student. It's good.
That I like.
It's good.
It reminds me of Zodiac
And like
Academy.
arranged marriage. It was good. It's good. Nothing hits like Lance. That's the teacher I would want for me.
Oh my god, yes.
I would sign up for that class.
ma'am.
I wouldn't even go to ratemyprofessor.com.
I would just show up.
Yeah.
I will stay.
Even if I don't
afterwards.
go to take that class.
I'll get detention on purpose.
Extra credit.
Yeah. I'll do anything. Professor.
Please.
For some extra credit.
Please give me extra credit.
Or I'll be good.
A+.
If not, I'll be bad and get detention. With you though, nobody else.
I would literally get enough just so I can have tutoring.
Just so I could see him after class.
Yeah. I need help. Assistance. Yeah. Can you help me?
You fuck up your work. You're like, I need help with this. Please.
But yeah. Lance, if you guys have any teacher student recs, let us know. But that one,
yeah,
we deviated a little. But yes, if you like found family, there's not too much smut. It's like there is, but it's not. They're not like smutty books.
Okay.
That's not what you're gonna read it for. It's more like found family, you know. Yeah. Heavy on the found family. Even though like the sisters are family, but you know what I mean. Yeah. It's they're sweet reads. But yeah. It's a commitment, but I would recommend.
Okay. My next book is Heartless Hunter. Crimson Moth. It's YA. It don't got no smut. It only has like a
tiny bit.
It has like half of a spicy pepper. Half.
So is it like closed door?
It only describes like, oh, he went like in between her thighs.
With his hands?
His hand, his mouth. And then like it only, you know, like they make it pretty. Mm-hmm. It's not like
it's not like it's like a more like romantic.
Yes, it's not like the book I'm gonna talk about after this.
Like they're gonna make love.
Yes,
they're not fucking.
They're not fucking. They're making love.
Yeah. Okay.
So it starts off that there's witches, and then there's these people called the Blood Guard, and the Blood Guard hunt witches. And obviously the main character is a witch. And the witches, in order to use magic, they like cut themselves. So they're like blood witches. So there's different spells. There's, I believe, like mirages, which that one you could use like, it doesn't have to be fresh blood. But for some other spells, like you do need fresh blood. I think like the highest one is called like Arcana. And that one is like dark magic. So like you need someone else's blood, like a lot of it, but without their consent. There's like another one that you use with their consent. But if you use it without their consent, it like slowly corrupts the witch. Yeah. So
like a dark, like kind of like a dark magic.
Yes. So our main character, she's a witch, but she's been hiding as a human. Nobody knows she's a witch. And she doesn't cut herself, because the thing is that when you're a witch and you cut yourself and you use magic with your blood, it leaves like silver scars. So that's how they would catch these witches, because they would have like Yeah, they would have like silver scarring, and like they were pretty bad. Like they would like strip them in front of people and like
to like check.
Yes, to check. And then like they would do like the purging, which the purging is like they literally hang them like a fucking pig upside down and they slit their neck. Yeah.
Oh
So
God.
the main character, she used to live with her grandma, and her grandma was a witch. But she has this friend that his name is Alex, and he had sent her a letter going like, oh, somebody like ratted you guys out. And then he told her in the letter like, you need to report your grandma in order to survive. So then like she's like, no, I'm not doing it. But her grandma's like, oh, like I want you to live. So she's like, report me. So she goes
as a witch.
Yes. So she goes to the blood guard and reports her grandma. And she literally has to watch like them take her grandma, like strip her,
like check
everything.
For
yeah. And then like the day comes of like her grandma's purging, and she mentions that like, you know, like her grandma was always like elegant and like perfectly like combed and everything, and like in that moment it was like someone else, and like she had to watch her grandma die. Yeah, she has to watch her die and like show no emotion whatsoever. So then after that, that's like kind of her cover story as to why she's not a witch. She's like, I literally like gave up my grandmother, like I'm not a witch. And she puts up this act in society that she's like this whatever, like aloof girl, that she only likes like fancy parties and this and that, but she's actually what they call the Crimson Moth. And the Crimson Moth is like, I guess you could say, a vigilante that saves other witches.
Okay.
And like either helps them escape from the blood guard and like takes them away on her ship, because she like owns a ship, and she lets them get on the ship and
so she
leave.
got money.
Yeah, she does. She's rich.
Money.
She's rich. And then so yeah, she has this friend named Alex, and Alex has a brother.
What do I sense like Alex is bad? Is he bad?
He's not bad.
He's not bad?
He's beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
So who the fuck ratted them out?
We don't know. But he just let her know.
Okay.
But Alex, he's so cute, bro. And he's in love with her. He's been in love with her his entire life.
But he's not the one.
He's not the one. And then girls know when they're witches when they get their first cycle.
Okay.
So like when she got her first menstrual cycle, she bled black. And when you bleed black, that means that you're a witch.
So they bleed black forever?
No, just the first time.
Oh, God,
so
yeah.
like she found out, and she was at a party when she bled black, and like she bled through her dress and everything. So she was literally like in the bathroom, like half naked, like sobbing. And then like at the door, it's Alex, and he's like, oh, like what's wrong and this and that. And like she opens the door, and like she's sobbing, and she's like half naked basically. And he tells her like, oh, like stay here, I'll be right back. And then he leaves, and when he leaves, she's like, he's gonna like get the guards, like that's it, like he's gonna turn me in. But like he comes back with a change of clothes. Yeah. And then she's like, oh, like why didn't you tell on me and all that? And he's like, what do you mean, like I wouldn't do that? And then she's like, but they'll kill you. And he's like, then let them. He's amazing.
How is he not the love interest?
I know, he's super cute. But then anyways,
the brother.
Alex has a brother. And his brother's name is Gideon, and he's the captain of the guard. Yeah, he's like the captain, the one that hunts the witches. He's the captain of the blood guard. He hunts the witches.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He got dark hair?
Yes, he does.
Listen.
And then they had recently captured this witch that she really wants to save, because the witch was her grandma's best friend. And her grandma always told her like, oh, find Seraphine, which is the witch. So she finds out they captured her, and she has to find a way to save her. And in order to find a way to save her, she tries to get information out of Alex's brother, Gideon. So they're like because he's the one that captured her. So they're in like the opera, and she's telling Alex like, oh, like I need to ask your brother, like I need to invite him to my party. And Alex is like, no, like stay away from my brother. Like you do not want to, I don't want you like getting into it with my brother, and like it's dangerous for you. But then like his brother shows up, and she goes to sit next to him.
Oh my God. Of course she would.
And mind you, he hates her. He thinks that she's like the most spoiled, like stupid girl he's ever met, because she's rich.
Yeah.
And he's not. So then, like, she sits next to him and she's like, hey, you know, she's kind of like, you want to come to my party afterwards? And he's like, no. And then, like, I forgot what he tells her, but he, like, kind of insults her, and she insults him back. Like, oh, do you always hang around, like, brutish, like, ugly guys or this and that? And he kind of looks at her like she let it slip a little bit. And she's just like...
Oh my god, like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
So then he's like, no, like, I'm not going to your party. Bye. And then, like, he leaves. So she's like, fuck, like, I fucked up. So then, because it's dual POV, we get Gideon's point of view. And he was meeting up with a friend. The one that, like, took him from the opera. And the friend goes, like, we have a lead on who the Crimson Moth is. And then they're like, we think it's this person because the last witches were seen leaving on this ship. And the ship belongs to Rune Winters. And that's the main character. So he's like, there's no way it's Rune. He's like, she's literally, like, stupid. Yeah. Like a spoiled girl.
She's an idiot. It's not
like,
her.
She gave up her own grandmother. Like, no.
Like, there's no way that she could be behind all of this.
So then she tells him, his friend is like, you need to get close to her. Like, you need to find out if she's the one. Yes, girl. So he's like, I need to go to the party. And he goes to the party to court her. And she's like he shows up with a flower. And he's like, oh, like, I apologize for, like, how I treated you. And this and that. It's fake. And she's just like, what the fuck? But then in her head, she's like, nah, he's playing me. In her head, she's like, nah, he's trying to catch me.
Oh, so she knows.
So then both of them, like...
They're playing each other.
Both of them are playing each other. But the way they act is like if they know that they're playing each other.
Like, I know. Yeah. And then he's like, they don't.
She's like, you want to take a tour? Like, you want to see my place? You know, to show him that there's nothing? And he's like, yeah. So he's, like, looking around and there's nothing. And she's like, motherfucker. And she's like, do you want to drink? And she had, like, spelled the cup. And he's like, no, I don't drink. And she goes to, like, put it down and she grabs another one. And he's like, why did you just do that? And she's like, what? What'd I do? And then she's like, there's nothing wrong with this. And she, like, takes a sip from it. So now, like, she spelled. And it's, like, a truth-telling spell. And then, whatever, like, that night, they almost, like, end up kissing. And she's, like, trying to get information out of him. But he's like, nah. But they get interrupted. And he leaves. But, yeah, ever since then, like, they start, like, fake dating, I guess you could say. But, obviously...
Like, he's courting her, but...
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, they end up, like, actually falling for each other. But yeah, it's a good book. That's my other book. Do you have any other ones?
I like it.
You should read it. It's good. You should read it.
Another series. Now this series, nothing will compare. Nothing will ever compare. Like, romance-wise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because, oh my God. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard about it. The Magnolia Parks.
Oh, I've seen it all over TikTok.
Oh my God.
I've seen it everywhere.
There was no need. I'm literally about to get fucking teary-eyed talking about this shit. Okay, so you start off the series by reading... Okay, so in total, the series follows, like, I guess you would want to say, like, 2 main female characters. So you get Magnolia. So currently, Magnolia has 3 books. It's Magnolia Parks... The Great Undoing. No. Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home. Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home. Magnolia Parks, Into the Dark. Those are the 3, yeah. Because The Great Undoing is Daisy's book.
This is a cheating one. Okay.
Then you get Daisy's book. So right now, Daisy has 2 books. It's Daisy Hates, and then Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. And she has 2 more books coming out. Like, so Magnolia and BJ's story is done.
Okay.
It finished Into the Dark. Daisy, I guess the main female character, and which is Daisy, and then the guy, Christian. They're all good. All the guys in the series are fucking good. It's really hard to fucking pick who you like. So, Magnolia Parks. Her and BJ, girl.
I remember that he was a cheater.
Basically, the book starts, and all you know is that Magnolia's like super close to her ex-boyfriend BJ.
What a name, but yeah.
Yeah, BJ. What is it? Baxter James Valentin.
I didn't need to know the full name.
So they call him BJ. And we just know that he cheated on her. But we know nothing else. Every time that she asks him about that night, he just says, like, oh, I don't know. Like, I cheated on you because I felt like it. Motherfucker. He wouldn't be alive. But then you get, like, them, like... When you see, like, their story, it's, like, if they're still together. Like, they're still in love with each other. She dates guys to, like, piss him off, I guess you would want to say. And he just sleeps with, like, a whole bunch of people. Throughout the whole book. So every time that, like, he'll sleep with a model or he'll sleep with someone, she goes into fuck BJ mode. And it's her starting to date a new guy. So she'll literally be, like, in a relationship with, like, the guy for, like, the longest time. And then she'll be like, okay, like, I don't want to be with you anymore. So when you first meet Magnolia, you're like, bro, she's kind of a bitch. Like, she's, like, leading these guys on. And, like, she doesn't even want to be with them. And she doesn't sleep with them. She does not sleep with them. The only person that she has ever slept with is BJ. And it stays that way.
Oh, okay.
Till the end of the book. So, yeah, girl. Basically, the whole book is just them, like, fighting. And, like, her trying to make him say who he cheated on with. Bro, he doesn't say shit. He doesn't say anything. And you're kind of like, bro, he's, like, the sweetest. I don't know. Like, he seems so sweet. But so at the same time, you're like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, you get the feeling like he would do anything for her. Like, he would literally do anything for her. And you're like, I don't understand how he cheated on her. You get me? Like, it's fucking insane. But that's them throughout the whole fucking first book. And then at the end of the first book, she was like dating some fucking guy. And she ends up dating like both of them. And then she picks BJ.
Okay.
She ends up picking BJ. Her and BJ literally date for like a week. Maybe not even.
And they break up?
They break up because they go to brunch with their friends.
The girl pulls up. I knew the girl was gonna pull up.
Her best friend smelled like the perfume that BJ smelled like that night.
Oh, I'd be like, bitch, meet me in the parking lot. I'll find you in the parking lot. I'm dragging her ass.
It was her. And BJ just starts like fucking crying, like sobbing. He's like, no, please, like, you don't understand. Like, bro, she was like, no, like, fuck this shit. She's like, give me a taxi, like, right now. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm out of here.
Out of here? Nah. We're ending this right now.
And I literally, so I read Magnolia Parks last year. I read it in 2023. Girl, I was sobbing that I couldn't even read fucking book 2. I'm like, no, fuck this shit. Like, I literally needed a break from the series. So then this year, at the beginning of this year, I decided to finish the series since Into the Dark was coming out. So then I read Daisy's book. So Daisy's book follows Daisy, Christian, and Julian.
Okay.
So Daisy she's a med student currently. She's going to become a doctor. Julian, who's her older brother, is like a gang lord.
Oh.
So it's like very different to like the first book where Magnolia and BJ, it's more like she's like into fashion and he's like a model / like following Magnolia around. This one is like she's a med student, like the brother's a gang lord, Christian is a gang lord. Like he's like not as like high up there
as her brother,
as Julian, but so Julian, what he does is like he sells art. Like he'll literally like steal like expensive ass artwork and then he'll sell it.
Okay.
Or he'll like steal it for rich people. And then he also does like drug dealing. They do like firearm dealing. Just a whole bunch of illegal shit. Shit. So you find out that her and Christian kind of have like this like fake relationship going. Not like fake, but like they're basically friends with benefits. They're more of a fucking All they do is fuck.
I would not be friends with benefits with a gang lord, but okay.
I mean, her brother is a gang lord.
Yeah, but that's a little... You mixing gangs there, girl.
So
which gang you repping?
I mean, I think they're all part of like the same.
Oh, the same?
I don't think it's considered like a gang. Like, I don't know. This is in the UK, girl. So I think that when they talk about like, I think when they talk about like gang lords, like I don't know if it's like they have like a name, like the gang has. I don't think it's like that. I think it's more like they're criminals.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you would want to say it's giving more like criminal. It's giving like Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. Thomas Shelby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that. So yeah, her and Christian have like a friends with benefits type of thing, but she's like in love with him. She's in love with Christian. But girl, Christian's in love with Magnolia.
Oh, the tea.
He's in love with, yes, girl. So we get like little snippets, and it's kind of like Christian was in love with Magnolia, and Christian were like in love with each other first. Like Christian was like in love with her, like now. Like he's into her now, but now she's obsessed with fucking BJ.
Yeah, with blowjob.
Yeah. So
with Baxter
James Ballantyne.
Oh, that's right. They're from the UK. Yeah. Baxter James
Ballantyne. Like Valentine. Like he's born on Valentine's Day too. Can you believe that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Girl. But basically, it's them fucking. Daisy also has exes. She has like
from other gangs.
She has like Romeo. Romeo is
oh no.
Romeo is also a gang lord.
Gang.
Like they were dating for like the longest time. Like they were, I guess you would want to say like childhood sweethearts. And they end up breaking up because Julian breaks them up, and he's like, "You're going to New York.
Oh,
you're out of here.
The Americas,
bro." Like literally from one day to the next, and like Daisy's like, "What the fuck? Like why? Like no, bro." You end up finding out it's because, like, one time they were like at a hotel room, and like some fucking guys barged into the hotel room, and she almost got fucking raped
because of
Romeo and all the shit going on. So they break up, and then when he got to New York, he like fucking fucked some bitch over there. One of her like enemies.
She got enemies.
She got like a nemesis, you know, like some bitch that she didn't like.
Another med student.
Yes, girl. And then Daisy finds him fucking in her bed.
Wait, so he's back to the UK?
When he came back during like Christmas time or some shit like that. She caught him
with the same bitch?
Yes, the same bitch.
What's she doing in the UK?
Like she was over there like on fucking, I don't even fucking know. I guess she was following him around. But he was fucking everybody. Then he started fucking everyone over there in New York. He came for the holidays and he left. But yeah, bro, she caught him fucking. But yeah, basically the whole book is like her and Christian. Then there's a cop. Oof. There's a cop.
Oh, the detective?
Mm-hmm.
I remember you talking to me about the detective.
Yes, girl. Do you see how many love interests there are? And honestly, I like them all. His name was like Tiller?
Oh my god.
That was like what they would call him, like Tiller.
Detective Tiller.
He was American, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like, bro, he was like following her brother around. Like trying to catch him. So like he would like every day he would like knock on the door. Like every week he would knock on the door, and then like they would tell like Daisy to go because he was like in love with her. Like he was like feeling her. You get me? So then she would open the door. She'd be like, "Hey," like, and Christian was already like every time. And then he'll be like, "So like, where was your brother last night?" And she'd be like, "I don't know."
I don't know, baby. You want to see a titty?
No, and then like,
Taylor?
No, dude. And then like. He would be like, "Where were you last night?" And then Chris would be like, "With me." And then you were like, "What were you guys doing?" And he was like, "She was doing me."
Oh my god. I feel like, stop.
But girl, I was oh my god.
Who did she end up with? Please tell me the cop.
Her story is not done yet.
Oh, never mind.
Her story is not done yet. But basically, at the end of the first Daisy Hay books, she It's kind of like Magnolia. They don't end up with anybody. She doesn't end up with anyone. Then you get Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home. Now that book, girl, that book's a problem. That book, it's not for the typical human.
Why?
Girl, that's the book I threw up reading.
Oh.
If you are like a sensitive person, I suggest maybe either like not reading it or like take it easy while you're reading. Because I cried so much, I fucking threw up. You just get like, this is the book where you get like all the info, bro. You get like all the tea. Like you find out like Magnolia and BJ's like December 3rd.
Was that cheating day?
That's the date? No. Every December 3rd, they go visit the tree. They go visit like a tree.
A magnolia tree?
Oh, a willow tree.
Oh, a willow tree. I don't even know if there's a magnolia tree.
There is.
That was bullshit.
No,
oh, yeah?
BJ, all his tattoos have to do with magnolia. And he has a magnolia flower tree branch, no sé qué mierda, on him. But, girl, you end up finding out December 3rd was like the day they lost their baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And like, the baby's not buried there, but it makes it seem like,
oh my fucking
like
god.
BJ, when like everything happens, he ends up taking her there, and he buries like a little, I guess like dirt, and he puts like a little rock, like a tombstone for the baby. So every year, even if they're not talking to each other, they go see the tree.
That's depressing.
That's so sad. I was crying so much. And then you end up finding out, like, bro, the reason why, like, they go meet up on December 3rd. She, like, came back from New York for, like, her dad's wedding. Oh, yeah, because the dad was cheating with the maid.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Everybody cheating.
Yeah, everybody cheating. So, she goes to the wedding, and she's like, oh, I'm staying till, like, the first week of December. So then BJ's like, oh, she's staying till December 3rd. She's staying till December 3rd. So, bro, you, like, end up finding out the reason why he cheated was because, which honestly, in my opinion, I didn't really, like, I feel like the excuse could have been better. You get me? He went to a party. Magnolia was sick that day. He went to a party, and you end up finding out that BJ had gotten sexually assaulted when he was younger.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the girl that sexually assaulted him was at the party. So when he saw the girl, I guess he had like a fucking panic attack, and he ends up like going to the bathroom. Well, Polly, whatever the fuck her name is, Magnolia's best friend, ends up following him into the bathroom.
Fucking bitch.
Because she was in love with him.
Nah.
She was in love with him. She ends up telling, bro, she shows up in Into the Dark, and she ends up telling BJ, like, oh, I know you felt something that night. And then he's like, I didn't feel shit. Like,
but he still stuck it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He was like drunk as fuck. Bro, and they fucked like they fucked in the tub.
No.
Yeah. So, and like he ends up,
he wasn't panicking for that, huh?
Bro, he told Magnolia like he told her everything except like why he did it and like who he did it with. Girl, so you end up finding like that out, which I'm like I feel bad that he got sexually assaulted, but I'm like, I don't like, why'd you have to fuck her?
He could have just left.
Exactly.
Nah, he went and he fucked her best friend.
Dude, Magnolia ends up telling him like, because he ends up telling her why, and she's like, if you wouldn't have like slept with her and you would have like if you would have slept with her but you would have come home and like told me what happened, like I would have forgiven you. Yeah. So it's basically like, bro, then he starts like dating some fucking Australian bitch, but they're both in love with each other, and it's like a back and forth, and then girl, then she ends up dating Julian.
Oh, the gang lord?
She ends up dating girl.
She went to a criminal.
Oh my, I understood the whole like thing with why everyone's obsessed with Julian and why everyone wanted Magnolia to end up with Julian. Girl, that man, she ends up texting him and she's like, oh, remember the promise you made me? Like, are you down? And then he's like, come over.
What's the promise?
Girl, and it was like the first time BJ and her broke up, her and Julian almost slept together, but she couldn't. She ended up crying, and then Julian the next day he stays with her the whole night talking. He makes her like pancakes the next morning. This is a criminal. He makes her like
enough for the criminal real quick.
Makes her like pancakes. Like, girl, he like took care of her. And then he's like, oh, like if you ever like want like something, like just hit me up. Like, and I promise, like I'll help you. So she hits him up. Girl. Oh my God. That's where the chapter finishes. The next chapter, I think it's like New Year's or something. And they're at a party. They're going to a party. And it's Julian's party. And BJ shows up to the party. And everyone's like looking around like at him. And bro, everyone looks like nervous as fuck. And BJ's like, bro, like where's Magnolia? Like, you know, like
how she's getting fucked.
And then like Henry, which is his brother, starts like, have you seen Magnolia tonight? Like everyone's asking him, like, and he's like, no, like, you know, whatever. He like got to the party. Like, I think he brought his girlfriend, the fucking Australian bitch or whatever.
Nice.
Then, bro, his best friend is like, bro, like we need to talk. Like, you and me need to talk. And then he's like, bro, like what? Like, and then he's like he like starts like bro, gibberish. He doesn't even know what the fuck to tell him, bro. And then all of a sudden, bro, you just see like Magnolia walk out of a room like cracking up
with Julian,
like trying to put on her fucking shoe with Julian. Ooh. And BJ is literally just like,
so they fucked.
Bro, they've been fucking
good.
They've been fucking
good,
and apparently it's like good.
And she still ends up with blowjob.
She ends up with blowjob.
Nah.
Bro, she ends up with but girl, they end up dating like her and Julian are like basically sleeping together. Every time that like he's like, she basically insinuates that they could be like a thing. He's like, we're not together. Like, bro, he's such a fucking asshole. Like, he's giving asshole vibes. He's like, no, we're not like dating. Like, he's still a dickhead.
But does he low-key like really like her,
bro?
Or no, he just,
so she catches him like fucking people.
Oh no, never mind.
But listen, no. So then he ends up, bro, it's when you get her point of view, it's because remember Magnolia book, the Magnolia Parks books, you don't get Julian's point of view. You're only getting her point of view. So basically it's that she catches him like sleeping with someone or like making out with someone. Like he does it multiple times. Well, it got to a point where he ends up fucking some girl, and then he's like, go home. He sends her like, go home. And the next day she shows up at his house, and she's like, why'd you do it? And then she's like, it led you to BJ, right? Like her and BJ end up like
shut the fuck up, bro.
And she's like, so you did it for me, like you did it for us, girl. And she ends up telling him like, he ends up telling her like, oh, if I would be able to love someone, like it would be you.
He can't love anybody.
No, apparently he can't. But girl, then basically let's finish off the book. Her sister ends up, they get into this is another thing, like quick. She ends up getting into a car accident where her sister ends up dying. That's where the book finishes. But you have no idea what the fuck happens. Then in Daisy Hates, the next book that is Julian's point of view, quick, because these books, they start getting fucking long. But you end up finding out the reason why they got into a car accident was because like the people that were after Julian, they found out that he was in love with Magnolia.
So he was in love with her.
He was in love with her.
Let me guess, they killed Julian.
No, they don't kill Julian. They don't kill Julian. But they almost killed Magnolia.
So then why did he do it?
Why did he do what?
The whole thing.
Because, you know, like she couldn't be safe.
She could go back with a cheater. No,
because he couldn't keep her safe. He hates himself for letting like Magnolia and BJ like
get together.
Yeah, because now she's engaged to BJ. At the end of the last book, they get engaged.
What the fuck told you to do what you did?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro. And then Into the Dark is basically like her, like with her grief, like going through like the sister's death and shit. And she's like talking to her sister in the bathroom. Like she thinks that she's like hallucinating. And it's like all fucked up shit. It's a whole fucked up series of fucking crying and shit. Well, Julian shows up. Oh my god. Julian shows up again. And Julian's like, just tell me one time before like we're not together anymore. And like she tells him like that she loved him.
Oh, lovely.
But loved him.
Nah, now she's with fucking blowjob.
But yeah, basically, just read that whole series if you want to fucking cry. Fucking, it's too many. The series is too much to talk about, but it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I recommend.
I don't think I have any other books to talk about. I mean, I have two more, but I won't talk about them.
No?
I can't talk about them.
It's too many books.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too many books.
Did you finish your books?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the other one I had is Nasty. It's like honestly my favorite book of the month, but yeah.
Maybe we could do a separate video on that one.
You think so?
Is that the one we read?
Nectar of the Wicked, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, really quick. Nectar of the Wicked. If you want something very dirty, fantasy, dark fantasy, trigger warnings, that's the book to read. Literally the book of the month for me. I can't stop thinking about the fucking book because it was dark and this motherfucker had a mouth.
The guy in that book is
I didn't know
something.
I didn't know I was into the word cunt like that, but I am apparently. I want to be called a cunt after this book. But yeah. I've posted it on Instagram. On Instagram. Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields.
That book is...
Read it if you want some really good smut.
And dark. Dark fantasy. Yeah.
Dark.
It's like, how does it feel? Vibes. That dark.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak.
It's not.
And the guy in the book is...
Should I say the beginning really quick of the book? Just so they could know.
Yeah.
Okay. So really quick. So it's the main character. Her name, they call her Flea, like a literal flea. Because she is under a guardian in the human world. Well, it's like the Middle Lands, which both like coexist in.
Yeah.
So there's this thing called the Wild Hunt. They come annually, and you could only attend when you're 21 years of age. So she finally turns 21, and her guardian takes her to the Wild Hunt. And she takes her because they had taken her daughter. So she's trying to trade Flea for her daughter.
Flea.
Yeah, terrible. So she goes, and they tell her no. They end up killing her.
Yeah.
And
she's like traumatized but like happy at the same time.
Yeah. And then Flea is kind of looking at the guards like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, and they're like, figure it out, girl. So she goes back home, and when she's at the apartment, she gets a knock on the door. Someone's on the door. And it's the boss of her guardian. So her guardian used to work in a brothel. And the madame basically is at her door. Like, she owed us money.
So, like, you either need to pay us. Like, she gives her, like, what, 2 days?
Yeah. Or work for us.
Yeah.
So then
so
she's a virgin. She has no experience.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, like, I'm going to just tell her that, like, I don't have any experience. And that should be okay.
That's fine.
So the next day or the next 2 days come, and they come to pick her up, and they take her to the brothel. But when she goes to the brothel, it's like...
they don't even give her time to talk.
They're like, put on this dress.
Put on this dress. You need to do your hair, your makeup, whatever. And then she's like over here like, oh, bro,
yeah.
What am I going to do? Like,
And they're like, go to room 12. So she goes into room 12. And there's this fine-ass motherfucker there. And he's telling her, he's like, oh, like, you're late.
Yeah. And he's like, are you nervous? And she's like, no.
Well, he tells her like, oh, are you frightened? And she's like, no. And he's like, that's a lie. So then he tells her to like come closer, and she's like in between his legs, and he's like, do you like that dress? And she's
he kept on telling her, like, closer.
Yeah.
Closer.
And he's like, do you like that dress? And she's like, no. And he's like, then take it off. So she takes it off. And then he's like, kiss me. So then they kiss. And like things get like, you know, a little steamy, but then he like puts her to the side, and he gets up to leave, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, where are you going? And then she's like, can I at least get your name? And he's like, oh, my name's Florian. And then he leaves. And after he leaves, we find out that he's the king.
The king.
So she almost fucked the fucking king. But yeah, the book is so good. It's
That's like a little... That already, the beginning already has you, like, intrigued. This is like a one... You could literally read this in one sitting.
Yeah, 100%. I read it in one day.
Yeah.
And the dirty talk, oh my God. If you a dirty talk girly, if you need dirty talk, this is the book for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
like
it.
a little praise. Y'all got a praise kink.
Girl, like... If you want to be
An
called...
all-around kink.
And so she... Oh my gosh, she has no experience. So he's like, oh... Do you want me to be the first one to taste your cunt? Okay. Yeah.
There you go. That's your little snippet.
That's yeah. That's my final book of the month. Fucking love it. Won't stop thinking about it.
It was a good read. It was a good read.
I will not stop thinking about that book. But yeah, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. This was a lengthy one.
It was. We had a lot of books to talk about, a lot of thoughts. But yeah, until next time, and we love you guys, and we're glad that you're listening. You're our besties. You're literally our besties. And yeah.
Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.